Hey everybody, Dr. Sean here. The video this time I want to share with you my formula on what to do to get a bulletproof mouth, bulletproof teeth, bulletproof gums. I'm an MD. I am not a dentist. So I'll start this video out by saying you want to talk to your dentist about these recommendations, but here's what I do. I've scoured the internet and I am consumed with the notion and the valuable concept of the microbiome, which is the collection of organisms that live inside of your body, your gastrointestinal tract, beginning in your mouth, all the way to the distal end of you know where. So these microbes are your best assets and your worst enemies for either improving your health or optimizing your health. And the better you understand the microbiome, the better you're able to leverage and exploit it and avoid some of the problems. So this video is a long time coming. It was actually encouraged because recently something has happened to me. I decided to get an Invisalign. I won't show you. I have a little, well, not a little. I have a tooth in front that's crooked. I'll spare the quality of the video by not showing it to you. Not sure what happened. My twin brother, identical twin brother, did not end up with this crooked tooth that I did, and I just got tired of my wife complaining about it, so now I'm using an Invisalign. I was concerned right away about using this thing because you got to put it in your mouth and it's a piece of plastic, and I am not into plastic. Everything is glass because plastics hold on to pathogenic microbes better than more organic surfaces. So glass, wood, dirt, everything, those don't hold on to the pathogenic microbes as bad. I figured this out by smelling my toothbrush, my nylon bristle toothbrush and polyester t-shirts. They smell way worse than when they're exposed to bad microbes than natural cottons and natural bristles. So right away, one thing I recommend is using a natural toothbrush, a wooden toothbrush with natural bristles, rather than polyester plastic nylon bristles. Smell your gross nylon polyester toothbrush. It smells bad. These don't smell nearly as bad because the bad guys don't grow them this much. So a really interesting toothbrush is one that I really like called a Fuchs, F-U-C-H-S. And if you're looking for that spelling word, F-U-C-H-S, toothbrush, you can get it off Amazon. It comes from Germany. I love them. I give them to my clients, and it really is a lot more beneficial, in my opinion, effective because those natural fibers are getting debris off your teeth and also keeping bad stuff from growing in them. Another interesting dentifrice device that I use is a Miswak, M-I-S-W-A-K, Miswak stick. If you're looking for the spelling on that, you can also get that off Amazon or your favorite website and have them delivered. I prefer the thicker kind of Miswak sticks as opposed to thin ones, and maybe I'll do a dedicated video about them, but read about Miswak sticks, look for videos on them. They go back thousands of years and they're awesome to use. You don't need to use toothpaste. In my opinion, I don't use toothpaste, I just use water. Miswak stick works perfectly fine with water, and so does the Fuchs toothbrush or completely natural toothbrush to give it a go. So back to the Invisalign. When I started wearing it, prior to using my Miswak stick, when I would floss with dental floss, I would notice no bleeding in my gums. But once I started using this thing, my gums started bleeding. It was very disconcerting to me because that means you have gum disease. So periodontal inflammation around your teeth, that is problematic. So usually it's bad microbes that belie this particular problem from a lack of good oral dental hygiene. So I right away picked up on it as a concern, and I started to try to figure out ways to stop that. And basically what I found out is that I really wanted to direct healthy beneficial microbes into my mouth. So I've come up with a practice. You can call it a bulletproof mouth rinse, but I take a teaspoon of ghee, and ghee is spelled G-H-E-E, It's just clarified butter where they remove the protein. It's just the butter oils, the butter fat. And I like 100% grass-fed. Costco is a pretty decent brand that you can get at Costco. I noticed the last time I went to Costco, they didn't have it. Maybe my Costco was out, but this is the brand from Costco. This brand and all ghee and everything you see here that I'm going to talk about, keep out of the light. So I'm trying to hustle to get this video because the light destroys the awesomeness here. You could probably even see that in this particular product here, it's lighter and it's more yellow down there because the light is damaging the beautiful omega-3s in that ghee. So you want to keep it in a dark spot. So what I do is I take about a teaspoon of that ghee and then I add about a quarter teaspoon of Redmond's real salt or pink Himalayan salt into my mouth. And I do a practice that goes back thousands of years called pulling. A lot of people do it with coconut oil, but I'm like, yeah, use the ghee, the animal products, the rich omega-3s, get those into your gums and swish it around with a quarter teaspoon of pink Himalayan salt or Redmond's real salt to help remineralize any cavities or caries or dental disease that you might have, in little traumatic problems, tears, cracks in your teeth. Very beneficial. And then I add a whole slew of good guys, microbes to go in and make more beneficial the resonance of the safari, I like to call, that's growing within my mouth and my gut. Most people have a decreased amount of diversity of microbes in their microbiome. And studies show the more diverse, the greater the different amount of species, the healthy you are. No surprise, an African safari or the Amazonian rainforest, jungle, are more healthy when you have a variety of animals as opposed to just one. So you really want a huge amount, like New York City, the Central Park in New York City. There's not a lot of health going on in that city because the diversity of microbes in there pales in comparison to the an African safari or the Amazonian rainforest. So you want lots of different microbes to get in there. So one of the things, this actually went on to worsen my bleeding, and to the point that I noticed a bad odor in this thing. This thing started to smell. So I was soaking in vinegar, again, a probiotic, apple cider vinegar with the mother, and that was keeping the smell away. But unfortunately, not before I actually noticed the smell in my mouth when I was flossing. It was off-gassing. Those tissues had bad microbes that were going out. Maybe I am exquisitely sensitive to smell. But when I was flossing, bad smell was like being released when I was going down with the floss, the dental floss. And I could even eventually taste it. I was like, good God. I was like getting ready to abandon this freaking thing. So I hit it hard, did the ghee, did the salt, and then I have numerous different microbes that I put into it. I was like, freaking A, I am up in my game, not just using my ferments when I eat, but I'm going to swish these babies around. So I create this solution of this stuff, and it's a mixture of like 15 different fermented vegetables, fermented blueberries that I make myself and squash. No sugar in that, no sugar. Once it ferments, it's awesome, and it gets rid of the lectins and some of these other plant offenses. So it's really the safest way for me. That's how I consume fruit, is I ferment it only. I'm not jacking up my blood sugar with fruit, and I'm not going to contribute to visceral fat by adding sweetness into my diet. So I just use a tiny bit of these ferments. You don't need much, because you just need to swish around. So like we're talking a quarter teaspoon of mostly the juice. You don't need the particles, juice from each one of those, because what you're introducing are microbes, right? Bacteria. Most bacteria are probably benign or beneficial and not pathogenic. So these are all good guys. Get these good microbes in, and there are a lot of studies that show the microbes found in fermented foods actually help to eradicate and prevent dental caries. So you get these wonderful microbes coming into your mouth and help sustaining them. So what I realized in having this thing in my mouth is it created a bad odor and a bad taste, and my gums were getting more diseased. Then I contemplated this. Imagine if you got even a little bit of that going on, and you're chewing food, and you're eating and masticating this food into this food bolus, right? This kind of chewed up, liquefied with your saliva, and you're mixing in all these bad microbes from your mouth, and you have bleeding gums. Those microbes are get introduced into this mass of food, chewed up. Then you're swallowing it, sending it down to spread into your gut. Do you see how these bad microbes are spreading in? Increasingly, we're finding out a lot of oral gastrointestinal cancers. The origin of those cancers are being connected back to the gums, and gum disease is also connected to atherosclerotic cardiovascular disease, heart attacks and strokes, and other inflammatory models, infections in joints. You may, if you have a fake joint, an artificial joint, you have to take antibiotics because of the seeding of these microbes. Get control of your mouth. Get control of your body. Get good microbes into your body, a variety of them. So I invest in this. My breath is so fresh. Now I have, from this disaster of this thing, I don't think I've had fresher breath in my life. So I'm gonna hang on to the Invisalign, keep using it. I like to soak it when I take out a little bit, and a little mixture of just apple cider vinegar. I also have coconut vinegar that I use. It must be with the mother. It must be probiotic, non-pasteurized. If you pasteurize any of these things, you cook them off, you kill the microbes. Again, you don't eat these things for the nutritional value. You're using them, you're exploiting them for their microbial benefit. So lots of these. This is kvass, rich kvass. I have some gut shot here, 3 different types of vinegars, and lots of different fermented juices. I have this sparkling water out here to remind me to make a point that one of the first rules to optimizing your microbiome, your oropharyngeal microbiome, is stop harming it. You harm it with chemicals, and a big one is chlorine. Hardly anyone talks about this, but chlorine is added to municipal drinking waters to stop bacterial bad microbes from being in the water. But it doesn't just stop when you go in your mouth. It goes down and is probably far more problematic for the very delicate, elegant, very, very beneficial microbes that live in your gut, and we're killing them off. So we're losing our diversity because so much chlorine. So I like to have a non-chlorinated source of water in my house. I've got triple filtration in my bathroom sink in my bathroom, and I also I drink this non-chlorinated natural sparkling water. Let me give you another tip about dental floss. When you use dental floss, I get a really big piece. Like who gets a piece like that? Well, one, it's important to use dental floss that's more natural. I like Desert Essence. I don't have any connection whatsoever. Again, I'm totally against profiting. You are just not going to see me ever advertise a product that I'm going to make money off of, because I'm sick and tired of so much promotion going out there that leads to people wondering what the heck they should do. So again, I have no financial conflicts of interest whatsoever, but it's a pretty good brand. It doesn't have any chemicals or petroleum or waxes and stuff. It's all natural. It's got some tea tree oil. I do not recommend these. I've never seen anybody talk about it. Here's what I figured out. If you keep going the same one, you get bad microbes. You're spreading those bad microbes all around. Forget these things. In my opinion, you're like inoculating repeatedly your bad microbes from one area, spreading it all around, assuring that now those other microbes get spread around. So what I do, I take a piece and I keep rotating it, so that as I go around, I have a clean spot every time, so I'm not contributing to that disease. So this stuff is cheap. Your health is not. Your body is your most important asset. So yeah, it's a little bit wasteful, but most people can afford it. So that's my tip to get my little video on how to optimize, give yourself a bulletproof mouth, bulletproof teeth, bulletproof microbiome, gums, and have a nice clean tongue instead of that thick, pasty, gross tongue. I have a nice clean tongue. I'm not gonna stick it out real long. But you want to have a nice clean tongue. If you got a bunch of crap growing in the back of that tongue, it's because you're eating carbs and sugars and feeding all the bad guys. Start introducing good guys. Get the special forces in. I'm a military physician, Army National Guard, HUA, still active. And so I use military analogies. I send good guys and keep them in there to keep the bad guys away. The other thing I do is I have this little tray here. I have these trays on my bathroom vanity where, you know, my sink, okay? I keep a really clean, nice sink. It's nice. I notice when I go out camping, I like to brush my teeth and do hygiene, shave out nature. It felt really good. And I brought these natural kind of, you know, little naturescapes, I call them, and put them on my bathroom sink. And now I like the practice of shaving, washing, doing hygiene in front of my sink. Out. If you can't be out in nature, particularly in Minnesota, because we're getting like 1 to 2 feet of snow right now, and it just makes it a little inconvenient to go out to brush your teeth. So I have a really nice environment. I create a natural environment to do my oral, pharyngeal, dental care in. So I think that's it for now. I think I covered everything. If you have any questions, as always, put them in the window, put comments in. If you like this video, give me a like. Any money I make off this video, and you know, this website, is going right back into research and my mission to help eradicate disease. So I'm a not-for-profit. I don't, you know, seek profiting. I want to do everything I can to try to make the mission of disease eradication and health optimization important strategies that I can share with health coaches, other physicians, and this website is part of my way of reaching people. So if you like the video, give it a like, share it with other people, consider subscribing and spreading it around. So this is Sean signing out for your health, not my profit. Thanks very much. See you next time.